Hey, hi, hello! Welcome back to the Hooligans Pitch. After a little brief month away,
We're back.
unplanned, it just, life happens.
Like 48 hours of concert venue music,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
5 different states of travel. We've been
a lot
around.
of back and forth. You know, we're keeping up with the footy though, so
We haven't missed much footy.
no, we're following all the drama, all the craziness that this Premier League season is still bringing us,
It's what we wanted.
and we're back. We're ready to get into it for the final weekend, really.
Chad, this is the eve of you possibly being a title winner.
It's right there. Can't slip now.
I mean, I won't lie. So to Arsenal Burnley today, I was like, I really don't want y'all to slip today to make this weekend even more stressful. Because now you just got to get a result, and you're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
that's
And
it.
if Chelsea, I'm sorry, if City come in tomorrow against Bournemouth and drop the ball, you party. That easy.
Yeah. And look, this Bournemouth team, I forget the stat now, but they're since January, like their home performance has been, I think, almost perfect, if not. Um, and it's a similar situation to when Arsenal faced them, where they had a good like 2 weeks off to prepare for the game. While Arsenal was playing games, and here City has been playing games, and Bournemouth has just been able to kind of take in all that data and tweak whatever tactics and stuff they want to do to prepare for it. So I think it'd be a really good game. Obviously, City's gonna come in and understand their assignment too. I just think Bournemouth at home, they've been a tough matchup this season, and it's gonna take both teams, on their A game to get over the line. So obviously rooting for Bournemouth here, but
Jeez, could you? I mean, I, I don't imagine City losing this game tomorrow or even drawing. I just don't think it's.
yeah, I
I
think
don't think
that
it's in
I
their
mean that
nature.
that's where I'm at with it. Is like I'm hopeful that we can get Bournemouth to do something for us, but I think it's such a weird spot as an Arsenal fan right now because we are so close.
Mm-hmm.
But like so many times before, and as Liverpool has experienced before, City just lingers, and if you slip, they're often pretty good of taking advantage of that. So it's nice to have the points on the board already, and at least like now we can purely focus on the last day against Palace. But yeah, it's right there. I wish I could be celebrating now, but
I mean, this is what we want. As a fan, you want it to come down. I want Sunday to
absolutely,
matter,
yeah,
right? I
oh
want
yeah,
Sunday to
yeah.
matter for both top and bottom. So I'm really hoping Chelsea come through and beat Tottenham.
I think they have to.
Oh,
If they don't,
the shame they will receive if they don't. And we've missed a lot. Shame on Aston Villa for not getting the result against them. Shame
Mhm,
on Liverpool for not getting the result on them.
mhm.
Uh, Liverpool also, we've missed it. Chelsea broke their losing streak against Liverpool, so like there's a lot of shade I want to throw out today. But also, West Ham, you're in this situation now too because
Yes.
of the way you've been playing. I thought they were going to come out way stronger in the last two matches. So again,
Oh, you're frozen on me.
uh-oh, I'm still looking okay.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
I'm back. Okay, well, we'll keep going. I want Sunday to matter for both top and bottom,
Mhm.
and I think it will. Honestly, the way we've been seeing things go, I think it will matter, and I think Sunday is going to be a multi-screen day.
Yeah,
It's gonna
absolutely.
be a nail biter for some. Um, I'm really hoping West Ham can last day turn it on. I mean, it's all the marbles now, right?
You have to, right? Like in so many of these games recently, I feel like you've seen, the West Hams and even Wolves before they were fully relegated, just like kind of throwing everything out there because while they aren't relegated yet or weren't yet, if you're Wolves, like it's still just kind of you got nothing to lose. Like you got to do something, and God forbid Chelsea lose tomorrow. I don't think they will, but we're going to assume they're going to win because you're a better team than this Tottenham side, even with all your weirdness of the season. But, last day, let it be just a real dogfight of like Tottenham has to defeat their getting a win at home demon that they haven't done yet, like against a good Everton side that I think is still within Europe distance.
It's going to be really tight. Things would have
Okay,
to.
yeah.
I think Villa would have to win Europa. I think.
Yeah, one of those crazy.
Yeah, we would need like 8 spots. I think we would get 8 spots if Villa win Europa. I'll verify that as we keep going here, but Everton.
Well, either way, Everton normally puts up a good fight. But then same with West Ham. You got the home crowd for last day, potential, season-saving game here against the Leeds team that has been hot since, the last couple months. I feel like they really turned it on, found their safety. So Leeds maybe be a little more chill on the final day. They're safe. They're secure in the Premier League. But again, I think both Tottenham, West Ham, you're throwing everything out there. You're dying on that pitch, right?
I think Leeds though is going to be we don't take this game for granted. We're going to show up. We're still going to let you know that we are one of the hottest teams in 2026 and be ready for us next year, because it doesn't matter the game. We're still going to play our hearts out. That's the vibe I get from their coach.
Sure.
He's not a slouch. So it does make it a tough matchup, I think, for West Ham. I just think that, 80th minute, is Leeds going to be like kind of just like, whatever? It's possible.
Maybe.
Do they gift it to West Ham?
Ooh, yeah. What if they're just like, you've been cool.
Could you imagine?
Tottenham not so much.
Could you imagine the scenes around the league if an own goal happens, but it's like purely slippage? If they see the scoreboard and they see, Everton's going against Tottenham, right? So I mean, imagine if that game is 1-0 and it's 0-0 at the 90th minute for Leeds and West Ham, brother. Could you imagine? And to confirm, we will get 9 spots if Villa win Europa.
9 spots. That's crazy. That almost feels like too much.
Oh, I'm sorry. The post was wrong. Someone clarified it. If Villa win Europa and finish 5th, 1 through 6 is Champions League, 7th Europa, 8 Conference.
Okay. So
if Villa do not win Europa or finish 4th, 1 through 5 Champions League, 6 through 7 Europa, 8 Conference. So a couple different ways. And yes, Everton can get to 8th, right? 52 points. They'd have to, Brentford would have to get a draw to get to 53.
Mm-hmm.
Sunderland could draw or win and get there. And Chelsea, if Chelsea wins, actually Chelsea would probably get there. If Chelsea beat Tottenham tomorrow, they're at 52. And they probably take that 8th spot. So, but then, yes, you're absolutely right. That 8th spot, the Everton 8th spot still matters.
Yeah. So, I think it's 2 vital games for Spurs and West Ham. But it neither one I think will be like a walk in the park. You guys both got the home crowd fans. It's time to put on the show. We're all watching. We're ready.
I just can't believe West Ham lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, that was rough. They were looking like they turned things around too.
3 in a row.
Here you go. Yeah, it's just been down in the dumps.
So just going back in their schedule, let's just talk about the highs and lows of the EPL in the last couple of weeks and what memory comes to us. We got to talk about the Raya foul that the whole league, as far as the internet goes, a clear foul on Raya, right?
I think most people are in agreement with that. Even a lot of the, YouTube refs and stuff that I've seen comment on it.
The problem is the freeze frames and everything else that's coming into play, saying, well, Arsenal does this too, and it's like, what player is not getting in the way of the keeper, right?
Yeah.
Every single one. Every single
Yeah.
player is, you could quote unquote fouling the keeper in a set piece corner kick play. It's what is happening, I think, at the fractional second of when a keeper can make a play on the ball. And in that case, that clear arm was there. It was grabbing him and pulling him down. Don't mind all the other shit that was happening around Raya too. The fouls were everywhere, right? Could have just been it could have maybe been a play on, but there's no way when you do that to that. If the arm didn't grab Raya, play on, right? I really think that would have happened. But we see these freeze frames of players jumping with their elbows up, right? And hitting the keeper that way. And so it does throw a wrench into what is a foul and what isn't a foul, and Arsenal gets away with it and others don't, yada yada. Everyone is in the same playing field. The fouls are everywhere. I don't know what the league needs to do to overhaul the set piece foul situation, but something for me has to change.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a Arsenal problem. I don't think it's a single team problem. It's what EPL and refs have allowed set pieces to become, right?
New meta,
and,
right?
You know, like with anything, the first team to really figure it out and take advantage of that often benefits from it. The other teams are figuring it out too, and playing, you know, more physical corners and stuff. So it's not like it's only an Arsenal thing. Do they happen to be one of the best at it? Yeah, but again, they saw the loophole, if you will, and are taking advantage of it. But I think had the arm just kind of been across Raya, I think you're probably okay, because you could argue it's a natural jumping motion, right? Getting your leverage and all that. But I think once you kind of grasp any part of the keeper or another player like that, then it can work out as holding them back from their jump. Just like, I think it was last season, maybe the season before. I think it was maybe season before. Ben White, when he held the keeper's hand, basically. I think it was against Leicester on the corner, and Arsenal scored from it, but then it got called back because he was holding the keeper and stopped his motion from being able to get the ball. So it's been called before. It's not like this is an out of the blue thing. I get it. It hurts. It's a vital goal that West Ham needed, and a late game drama that everyone wants. But I think a foul on Raya is fair, even regardless of everything else going on around him. I think that's just what corners and set pieces have become. And of course, keepers are always going to get a little bit more protection than outfield players, but it's always been like that.
I don't know what solves it. I mean, pockets, right? Put pockets on everyone, and they put their hands in their pockets, or I know it's crazy to think, but how else do you get players from hugging each other, literally bear hugging as they're running to the box?
Kind of recommends you just assign 3 or 4 players from each team as your corner set piece players that can be in the box. Not that it'll necessarily stop all the hugging and stuff, but it'll be easier to watch from the reffing perspective to call things, which maybe could be a route, because then teams can bank on that more and just sign the really tall guys or the good aggressive set piece play guys.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't want to necessarily say we go back to was it World Cup 2010 or 2014 where they got really strict on contact in the box. I think that's maybe a touch too far, but we are verging now on rugby light.
We're just tackling each other.
Yeah.
It's the hugging for me.
Yeah, the hugging and the the one that always gets me is, and you know, Arsenal players do it too, is the hugging, but then like not even looking at where the ball is coming from. It's just completely
Yeah.
turned away from it.
Yeah, hugging the player with their back turned to the ball.
Yeah.
And it's egregious. And my favorite thing that commentators say too is, well, if it was anywhere else on the pitch, it would be a foul. And it's like, that's
Yeah.
bonkers to me. That doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you mean if it was anywhere else? And I get what they're saying, but it drives me crazy because there's just no consistency. And then again, we'll probably see a situation where someone does get hugged and then it gets called for a PK. And then we start bringing up every freeze frame from the past of every player hugging every single person they've ever touched. So, yeah, I mean, that was just a big a VAR moment, right?
Mhm.
To one, take away West Ham's possible relegation, and then of course Arsenal's title. So it like swayed two teams heavily.
I mean, huge moment, and I mean, obviously Arsenal benefit from it, but I feel like for as much as we shit on VAR, we do need to give them credit for not letting the occasion necessarily get to them here and calling it properly.
Sure.
And I know some people will still disagree with that, but
I mean, we could go back to today's game. I'm going to say it. Kai Havertz should have got a red card today.
For sure.
So
today, for sure. I don't know what they were smoking today.
What was that? What in what world is that not a red card?
The thing is, we've seen that as a red card, you know, probably 3-4 times this season anyway. Like, I don't know. I want to hear the audio on that one just to like understand, because
I
don't see anyone saying that was correct.
In what world would that have been a yellow? He wasn't even, the ball was nowhere near him. The tackle was insanely late, insanely high up. I guess because he wasn't going in with high speed. But what the hell does that doesn't matter. That'd be my only explanation of like why it wasn't a red card, is because the speed wasn't there behind the intent of the calf kick. Wild. So to see Havertz not go down today, I was like, oh boy, here it comes. You know, would that have changed the result today? Probably not. Let's be honest. But you never know, right? You never know. It's just one of those situations. It just comes down to consistency and what we want from the refs, and what the hell is VAR doing? Why doesn't the fan get to know what's in the booth, but the commentators do? Why do the commentators get to hear, oh, VAR has cleared it? I want to hear it. I want to see what they're saying. Be public with it. Be transparent.
I think that would make it so much easier, because, you know, right now, we get the slow down replay and like this angle, that angle, whatever, and like, we're just kind of guessing of what they're looking at or what they're seeing. But if you're recording all that audio and sending it out to the commentators, why not just air it on TV? Like, I don't understand the like protection of that until, if anything, it makes it sketchier that you're like, we'll release it later, but like after we can edit it if we really wanted to.
After we edit the audio. We don't know. Truly, you can edit audio. If I can edit audio on this podcast at a pretty amateur level and do it decently, professionals in the most expensive league in the world can definitely do some crazy editing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a bummer. You know, we talk about Chelsea and their Tottenham game tomorrow, and I just kind of thinking like, what teams in the league right now are really looking forward to next year? And I think Chelsea has got to be team number one.
Probably.
Let's talk about it, because I am a little depressed over here. Xabi Alonso signed to Chelsea. Didn't see that coming.
No, that's I think a surprise on like a few different levels for a lot of people.
I want to know what the conversations were between Liverpool and Alonso, because they were there. They had to have been there.
Yeah.
And then over the last week and a half-ish, the backing of Slot just came out heavy. Slot's our manager next season. This is what we're going to do. Despite Anfield booing this man, booing the way we've been playing. Mo Salah dropping an Instagram post that was
he's back,
brutally honest, with most of the club liking the post, which means the dressing room is gone. You know, it seems like Mo Salah doesn't want to leave because he wants to fix what's broken. That's
I kinda
that's
got
the
that
vibe I
too.
got. But it ain't gonna
Yeah.
happen with Slot there.
Yeah.
So it's complicated, right? It's super complicated in the fact that yes, we're going to get Champions League, hopefully. We've had a countless number of injuries this year
Mhm.
that have just kind of, made our season nosedive, even though we did okay. But again, we had a amazing first 5 games.
Yeah.
But every Liverpool fan knew in those first 5 games, winning at the death wasn't the look we wanted.
No, absolutely.
So this ultra backing of Slot, right? It's frustrating because I would say about at this point 75% of the fan base wants a change.
Mhm.
And your golden boy, the
Yeah.
Real Madrid ex-coach, your former midfielder, the Champions League trophy winner, coming back to Anfield just made so much sense.
Absolutely.
It was a match made in heaven. And
Should
then
have been.
the backing of Slot comes out, and there he goes to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Do I blame him? No, because if a club says we don't want you, I'm out, right?
Sure. Yeah.
The Chelsea move, I say it's a surprise, but it does make sense. Pretty young team that needs some motivation from someone like Alonso and what he did at Leverkusen. It could be very similar to Chelsea in terms of the players. I feel like it's going to work. I feel like whatever he's going to do in there is going to work. He's going to bring in the players that are going to be right. He's going to get rid of, I imagine, a lot. I think a lot of players are going to go. Who he brings in, though, big question mark. Am I worried that Wirtz might see that and go, I miss my boss? It's possible. It's going to be a fascinating summer. This World Cup is going to make things
Always
different. Yeah. I just think Chelsea going into tomorrow's match is very high, considering they now have a new coach, some direction, which I feel like they haven't had for half the year.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if Cole Palmer scores a goal or two. He probably wants to be in the good graces of Alonso, but as a Liverpool fan, I'm worried for our future. Yeah. I have this doesn't feel like my club energy going on in my body right now. Like, thank God we only have 90 more minutes of football this season. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Like, end this season so we can move on. But I don't know if I'm even looking forward to next season. That's what's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's certainly a weird spot for Liverpool to be now. Like,
it's not pretty, Chad.
It's not pretty, and I think the board will be kicking themselves come next season, because I think as much as you can probably kind of write off this season after having just won the previous season, this season you got a bunch of injuries. It's kind of really Slot's first year with like his team or more of his team at least.
World record spending team, by the way.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of factors in there that I think the board and people can point to of like why Slot should stay. But I think you also, if clubs will be ruthless with players, right? Where if you're not cutting it, they cut you. Or if the Isak player appears on the market after you just bought a striker, that's a market opportunity. We're taking it. I think you can do the same thing with your manager, though, of like, if the board maybe wasn't fully unsatisfied with Slot and this season's performance, I think you see a Xabi Alonso pop up on the manager market. I think you probably take it. I think it feels like a big miss.
The fans would give him more than a year or two.
Absolutely.
That's a part of it too. It's similar to Arteta, right? Like, it's like you've seen him for a number of years. You know what he's about. Yeah. You know what he can do, right? Yeah. With Slot, okay, no one really knew who Arne Slot was coming into Anfield. We looked him up. We
Yeah.
saw what he could do. Okay, cool. Let's see if he can be the Klopp successor and go from there. But it just felt like we went backwards 15 years.
Yeah.
Right?
I think for all the clubs that move on from, a long tenured manager, a successful manager, it's always going to be a weird follow up. You look at Unai Emery coming to Arsenal after Arsene Wenger left, like it wasn't the worst, but it was like things didn't work, they didn't click, and he kind of left ungracefully, but like it just didn't work. You had to move on, and I think you probably could have argued similar things of like, oh well, he took over this kind of aging team that Arsene Wenger left him, so you could like find ways to keep Emery around and give him more seasons there. But at a certain point, you gotta maybe move on and just almost feels like you gotta that next step manager after a Klopp or whatever. It just was never gonna work, right? Because the fans and players are used to the football that Klopp was putting out there. And last season was like largely Klopp-esque, but I think that's down to a lot of the players that were still there and stayed healthy, and of course Salah being Salah and just popping off all season. Um, but I think it's like, again, I think it's okay to be ruthless in this line of work, both player and manager. Xabi Alonso even would come in with more pedigree than Arteta had, right? Arteta was just an assistant coach when Arsenal took the big gamble on him. Trophy wise, is it everything that fans and the board would have wanted? No, but the club as a whole has progressed, or at least returned to like the highest end of the Premier League, both in standing, but also in just like fan support and people wanting to be there, wanting to play for that team, and just the good vibes around there, right? So I think, like you said, Xabi could kind of do that, but also bring in the actual manager experience of doing it at Leverkusen. I think they went undefeated that season.
52 games in a row of not
Yeah.
losing.
So that he did
Taking down
already
Bayern.
like incredible feats over there, taking down Bayern, going to Madrid, and like honestly not doing bad at Madrid, but Madrid is just a soap opera at times. So, it is what it is. But
And Jose's coming back.
Jose's back. Now we need Pep to go back to Barca at this point.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really intrigued to see how he does at Chelsea. I think, like you said, he needs to get rid of a lot, but I think because of Chelsea contracts, it will take him time to do that.
God, Chelsea's gonna.
And
I mean, the fans are gonna give him the time.
The fans
They're
will give him
going to.
time. It's just if he and the board can get along, because
Well, he's the manager now.
he's the manager now, which was more than Maresca was, but we saw, them putting their hands in the squad and tactics and everything. I don't think Xabi will allow that, whether he's titled manager or head coach. I don't think that's his personality to let them walk in and tweak like that. But
Right.
If they were ever going to give any manager time, it's probably Xabi Alonso right now.
Oh, it's so depressing to say out loud. It's crazy. It's crazy that, before Slot, Alonso was like maybe he could leave Bayern that year because, he had one more year at Bayern there that he wanted to, I think, run it back, which makes total sense because Klopp is still doing his thing. And then Slot kind of came in out of nowhere. So, it's a what if. It's a crazy alternate universe that I would love to be in to see what Alonso could do with us. It just made so much sense for our club and the players we had, his former players, and just the way this season has gone. I think most losses we've had in like 15 years. Vibes are bad, and I'm worried our best players are going to be walking if we have a rough-ish start, or even just the whole season next year. I imagine the Szoboszlais are gone. We're probably gonna see, you know, Ikatike and gosh, maybe even Isak. They're gonna be at the prime of their careers, right? And they're gonna be like, "What is going on here at
Yeah.
Liverpool?"
I
Man,
mean,
you
even before that, World Cup years, money gets thrown around based off a good tournament, right? So like
sure. I mean,
something could happen sooner.
that could happen this summer. Absolutely. If Szoboszlai is popping off and Madrid is like 200
Yeah.
million, you think we're gonna say no to that? Probably not. It's
Yeah.
if Alonso was there, I feel like it wouldn't be a maybe we should sell this player. It is like we're keeping everyone and we're going to be the purchasers this year. But because we spent
Yeah.
450 million last summer and there's no trophy to show for it, the future is bleak. I again, I'm not looking forward to next season starting unless I see something amazing happening during the summer.
Hmm.
I just don't want to do this 4 weeks of shit football and then Slot's gone by October, which I feel like
Yeah.
is going to happen.
I think that's the big worry here. It's like, is it worth, you know, maybe kicking him out sooner than he needed to go, but then you grab a manager like Alonso, or do you go into next season with hopefully signing some defenders in the summer, and then hope for the best, and then but like if it's a rough start, if fans are already kind of soured on him after this season, like if it starts bad too, it's just gonna get even more toxic.
Hope is a tough thing to live on when you're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because at the start of the year, I was going shit. 5 wins
Yeah.
in a row. We're kind of sneaking these out. Like we're about to get Isak in here,
Mm-hmm.
and then Salah had a meltdown. Everything started going wrong. I mean, Slot was losing that dressing room back in October, November.
Yeah.
We went on that, I think 5 in a row, lost 5 in a row or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a nasty streak. And, if Slot didn't win the title last year, he would be gone by December.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like your pedigree and your past can definitely keep your job. But this is Liverpool we're talking about here. This is like the top
Yeah.
team in England, and we're dicking around right now, and it's
Yeah.
not a time to be doing this.
I think too it's with like a lot of those teams where it's manager could be in or out. I even if results are not there, I always look to see is there like a vision, is there a plan forward here that just isn't working out, maybe due to personnel, or they need to tweak tactics more. But like I feel like there's been very few games where it feels like, oh yeah, that's the Liverpool team that we know, or Slot's version of it. It just all season I felt like has been a little all over the place. Like you almost don't know what you're gonna get from week to week.
Yep. I mean, starting in March, lost to Wolves, drew to Tottenham, lost to Brighton, lost to United, drew to Chelsea, asses kicked by Aston Villa. And like most of those teams I said have had pretty terrible 2026s.
Oh yeah.
So, getting our ass kicked by Villa on Friday was definitely like I don't know. It was like a shit. This could be the dagger for Slot. This is probably it. And then the backing came out harder. And then a day later, Alonso news came out, and it was like, what the hell was
Yeah.
that? What a weekend to just get shit on in every different direction. Like truly.
Yeah. I think I want to know those conversations. Like I'm sure Chelsea threw more money at Alonso, but I'm thinking he probably saw a more convincing project, maybe. Because
Maybe.
I Chelsea will still spend money. Liverpool, I think, would maybe have to chill this summer a little bit more after last. Not that they won't still, sign some players, but I don't know. It's I mean, it's a bummer, but it'll be great to have him in the league and see what he can do. Just had to be Chelsea.
As a football fan, I'm stoked he's in the league.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
I'm very excited to see what Chelsea can now look like. Chelsea's been such a dud the last 2.5 years. I mean, we've ripped on them
Yeah,
constantly. Um, I feel like Liverpool is now the laughing stock of the Big Six. Even though Tottenham's still there, it's like if Tottenham stays, Zerbi, dude, credit to him, man. He's gotten this club motivated to
yeah,
win what 3 in a row to end the season. Um, Big overhaul will likely happen for that club. I'm sure pieces will come, but they will. I imagine Tottenham next year will look obviously way different than a 17th place team this year. Even though they've been
yeah.
17th twice in a row now, the injury bug hit them
Mhm.
arguably harder than anyone else in the league. But the fact they can scrape it out with this man shows that maybe they can figure some things out for next year. Top 5, probably not, but at least top half of the table. That's where I imagine
Yeah,
Tottenham going.
and I think these 2 years especially, like you said, as like bottom of the table as you can get. So I don't think. Well, you can have like the dream. I think of top 5. I think that should not really necessarily be their goal. They need to spend at least one season just getting the team right, getting
Yep.
the right personnel, finding the right tactics, and just surviving. Maybe it happens that it works out, and that's what it takes to get you up into top 5 next season anyway. But I'm hoping that they would have learned their lesson here of give managers time, but also give them kind of the keys to build the team they need to build. But within reason. Like obviously, if it's not going well, then move on sooner rather than later. Like this season, you left it a little late there. But it looks like De Zerbi can at least kick a handful of these guys into shape. I think it'll just really depend on if the fans and the board can stay with him and they can move the right players around. But yeah, I think like don't shoot for the stars right away, but just like survive for a season. Like
Yeah, be
the
normal.
fans, I think, yeah, the fans I think would appreciate just a straight narrow season. You should be good enough to at least finish top half anyway.
Yeah.
That's start there.
Yeah, when I say I'm not excited for next season to begin, I'm not excited for my team to start next season. I'm
Sure.
thrilled to
Yeah.
see what team can surprise us. And I know, you know, for Ashton Villa to start pointless for the first month of August, and then to be where they are now, about to win Europa and getting Champions League, despite being pretty mid. It feels like this team
Mhm.
has done nothing special all year.
Yeah.
They've just, I guess not. They haven't given up, right?
Yeah.
But I guess next year, I don't see Villa finishing top 4 if they play this same way. I see other
No, I
teams
would
making
agree.
this jump. Like I do see Sunderland making the jump. Brentford had the things going all the right way. I imagine
Mhm.
Brighton will be there. Would love to see Leeds make that leap too, which I think is very possible.
Sure.
Leeds they've been dogs in 2026. So I mean, these teams that are qualifying for Champions League now, I mean, or just all of Europe, I think we're going to see a total shift again next year.
Yeah.
Liverpool, of course, has the quality to be in that top 8, but like it
Mhm.
scares me, man. It scares me to see all these other teams like grinding and going into next season being hopeful, because I think we're going to see, we're going to see 3 brand new teams come up. We're only losing one of the 3 teams that were promoted this year.
It's
So like,
crazy.
there's a lot of new faces in the Premier League,
Yeah.
from managers, right, all the way down to players. And so we're going to see a
Mhm.
lot go. I think Man United is going to do a big overhaul too.
Yeah.
Um, I imagine City, the news that Pep is leaving was kind of announced today. What is their
Mhm.
future going to look like? I don't see too much changing in their core.
No, I don't think so. I
But
mean, I feel like we've kind of said, some of the more recent signings feel like post Pep
for sure,
signings anyway.
for sure. And they still have Holland.
Still have
They have
Holland. Yeah.
Semenyo. They have great tools around
Yeah.
them. I guess they probably, if anything, add more defenders. I think that
Mhm.
would probably be their key. But again, world class squad. Honestly, for them to not win Premier League this year, uh, if we were to end the season today, they wouldn't be winning Premier League. But that squad
Yeah.
is, I do think, set up for the future.
Mhm.
Um, it's gonna be it's the mid table teams like the ones that have been lingering for a while now, like Everton, right?
Mhm.
If they make Europe, good for them. But what can they do to make their team better?
Yeah.
It's the even the Newcastles, right? The Palaces, the Forest. What are they going to do to make that next step? And right now, those are the few clubs that I don't see making the leap.
Yeah. I think them. Fulham, I think, has been just stagnant for a little too long.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be flirting with some danger next season if they don't,
I can see
bring in
that.
some good talent. Um, I think like right now, next season, I'd be most worried about United. Like
Yep.
all those guys didn't play a lot of games this season. Like they'll be pretty well rested, save for World Cup minutes. Um, but if they end up keeping Carrick as manager, like he seems to know how to get those guys to play well and for that team to click. Um, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, honestly, I think they should stick with Carrick after saving them from what Amarim left him. We'll see if they do, and what they can become with that, and summer signings and all that. But yeah, I think it's be interesting. Like Newcastle is another one where it's like this season was a big fall off. Um, I think some injury in there, but also just some poor games. Like I guess a lot of poor games.
You know,
But
they make my short list for relegation contention next year.
yeah, I think for the amount of money they want to spend, and the players they want to bring in, like you can't have another season like this. Like if you want to be bringing in that top six quality player, like you at least got to be fighting up there. And I don't think they've been fighting up there for months now.
Yeah, their drop off in the mid year was terrible. The rumors of Gordon being gone, bringing in a
Yeah,
striker, Woltamade, and not using him as a striker for a large chunk of the season.
yeah,
Um, unfortunate injury to Wisa, but like that wasn't gonna be a make or break for your team. Just a nice piece
yeah,
to have. I think
yeah,
I think Guimaraes. I think he could bounce. I wouldn't be shocked if Chelsea look at him.
yeah. I mean, I've
United
seen
look at
both
him.
his name and Tonali. Both names have been floated out there with teams looking at him.
Yep.
Um, I saw something that Newcastle just may need to sell anyway to help their FFP numbers.
Mm.
So, um, yeah, I mean that could be a scary time for them of shaking up some key roles in the midfield too. So I don't know. It's I think we're gearing up for just another crazy season from top to bottom. Like I think Premier League is almost reaching that point where you know I felt like for so long in this season it was from 1 to like 10 and then like 10 to 14 or so where like just a handful of points off of each other basically.
I mean, before last week started, Fulham was still close to a Europe spot at 13th.
Yeah.
So, it's and Tottenham to Fulham is only 11 points away. So like it was still pretty tight all the
Yeah.
way through. The movement was there. I would love to see a full table movement to kind of see where especially, you know, rank 6 through 15 were really bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
There were a lot of loss streaks, a lot of win streaks. Not so much a lot of back and forth. It's I hope the momentum from the bottom, or I guess the mid-table climbs, because I just want to see challenging for titles. I don't want,
Sure.
again,
Yeah.
I don't want this Arsenal to be leading the league for how many days in a row was it? Like 200 or something?
Something.
That's too long. It's too long. I want to see, what are they at? Arsenal had 18. I think they're at 18 clean sheets right now.
19.
19 after today. Like, that's crazy. I want to see
Yeah.
teams trying to be a little bit more risk taking against these clubs that'll just try to score. And credit to Arsenal, right? I totally understand. Like, that's your game plan. You don't want people to score on you. I just think teams who are in the mid-table should take more chances. Don't play as safe, because that'll get you relegated. Like, look at the Wolves. They played safe for a chunk of the year, and then all of a sudden they said we should risk it. And then all of a sudden we're like, could the Wolves make it out of last place? That was a conversation we had for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We were mapping it out and everything.
It was a real possibility, and then the drop off just happened. But they played free, and I think that's what I want to see more out of teams who maybe don't have nothing to lose, but at least at the start of the season.
Yeah, and I think at the start of the season, especially because you look at Aston Villa, they didn't score a goal for 6 games or whatever it was, like, and now they're sitting in 4th place, Europa final, all in all a good season. But I think too, it's Premier League will always have this top 6, top 5, whatever, wherever you want to draw the line, of big club. So all these middle clubs or clubs that are just coming up, like, I get it, you want to play safe and just get the points that you can to stay up, but I think there is something to be said of being that Wolves team of a few years ago, where like they took points off every top 6 team, and like they were scary to go against. And if a lot of those mid-table teams would do that and fight these top 6 teams, like, even if you're not up there, you can be the one to say, oh well, yeah, we knocked whoever off the top spot, and that's a moral victory,
For sure.
or
I mean,
a motivating factor at least.
I mean, look at Palace. Remember Palace at the beginning of this year?
Oh yeah.
It was no one wanted to go against Crystal Palace because they were just letting it ride, and like there was no fear. Then the dressing room got lost, and that's a whole other story. Yeah. Chad, Aston Villa didn't get their first win until September 28th.
That's crazy.
It's insane where they are right now on the table after that start.
Yeah. So, I mean, that should just be the example for any team. Like, you can have a terrible start, but this season is long, and between all the all the teams that eventually get a lot of midweek games and then are playing 7 times in a month, and like crazy schedules, like, things can open up for you. You just gotta get the points so you can, but then I think also just be able to put your foot down sometimes and play some footy, not play so scared.
Yep.
Easier said than done, of course, but it's
do it.
Up here at the top, just do it.
Take a chance.
Yeah.
All right, I think we killed it with some EPL news. International news, World Cup's coming up. News has been quiet about World Cup events.
Who's got a ticket? No one's talking about it.
That's true. You're not wrong there. I don't know anyone that's going at this moment. Actually, I think one person in our league is going. I think Atlee's going to Houston. I want to say he's traveling to Texas, or he's going to Florida. I don't remember which one he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's creeping up on us. I think we got a month?
June 11th, I think.
Okay.
Is first game, so under a month.
June 11th.
Yeah. So,
do you feel that World Cup energy? Because I don't.
I don't yet, but I'm kind of curious if it's just because Premier League is not wrapped up and not like smooth sailing, right? So maybe I'm wrapped up in that, but I feel like we should be feeling some World Cup aura around, but no.
I mean, I got a lot of sports on right now, and I've seen like no World Cup commercials.
Yeah.
not a lot of commentators, really paying attention to what's going on in the football world. No surprise there, but this is, it just doesn't even feel like it's happening. And yes, I think you're right. Premier League's still happening. Champions League is going to be the finals 11 days before the tournament starts. Like, that's crazy too. We will have our boys trip that first weekend of World Cup, so that'll be fun to kind of have games going constantly. Okay. So maybe we should find some World Cup games to play and get the people going. Currently making a World Cup trophy at the moment, so maybe we can do something with that. Yeah. Meme of the week gotta be Neymar getting subbed out. Did you see the video?
I did.
You saw the freeze frame of the photo?
Yeah, like, again, I just don't understand why, even if it's the wrong number written on there or whatever, like, why the team can't just be like, oh, that was a mistake, sorry, like, it was supposed to be this one and move on. Like,
corruption seems to be a theme of what that might have been. But yeah, crazy, weird mistake, and why they couldn't just say, oh yeah, that's not Neymar's name on this sheet, like, let's just fix that really easily. Wild.
Yeah.
I don't really know what other news we really have. I mean,
no,
I think we're just waiting.
Leaving's a big one, but I feel like we knew that was coming more or less at the end of the season. It's one more weekend of Premier League, and then another season gone.
Another one down, but a good one. Exciting all the way through.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to be over for very many different reasons than you. I hope Arsenal pulls through. Oh my God, do not let this slip on the last day. What heartbreak. I'm hoping if City get the result we want tomorrow, or the result we expect tomorrow, which is the win, we meet up on Sunday. We try to watch these games. I think, what time are these games starting? 8 a.m. All right.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what we can do for Sunday offline, and let's make those games matter, and let's get a little crazy.
Oh boy.
Yep. We'll see what happens. I think that's a good place to end, Chad, if you're good with it.
Oh yeah.
See you next Sunday for hopefully some good news.
It's gonna be a big one.
Big one.
One away.
Biggest of the pod. All right, with that, Hooligans Pitch, we're out. Peace.